Hello Reformers, and welcome to a special feature or mini-series of SpellForce 3. Now, this is a game that I have literally no experience with whatsoever. I have never once before played a SpellForce game, and I gotta say, I feel like that's a bit of a crime now, because I've had a small play on this before making this video, of course. You know, just to familiarize myself with a couple of the systems in place, and also to make sure that my software is working. Now, SpellForce 3 is a hybrid between a real-time strategy and an RPG, and I have to mention that melding of genres is done very, very masterfully in SpellForce 3. Now, if you would like to check out this game any further than you see in this video, or any further than I've just said, then you can check out the link in the description. Anyway, there is a campaign, there's a skirmish, and there's also a multiplayer mode, if you can believe it. There is resource gathering, there is unit construction, and there are hero units as well, as you will see. And I shouldn't really forget to mention, there is extremely good voice acting as well. So, let us start a new game. We're going to be playing on normal. Choose this difficulty if you have little to no experience with real-time strategy and role-playing game genres and want to experience the story as well as the combat challenges. I think that's perfectly fine. I don't want to make it too difficult because, well, you know, don't want to make it too difficult. Anyway, you can choose between two different control schemes right here. The first one is a unique control scheme for SpellForce 3. Easily access your hero's abilities via hotkeys. The camera is controlled by the arrow keys. Menu screens such as the inventory or the glossary are bound to the F keys. Personally, I'm not a big fan of this control scheme. I much prefer control scheme B, a more traditional control scheme reminiscent of classic RPG and RTS games. The camera is controlled by WASD, and menu screens are bound to familiar hotkeys you may know from other games. So I'm going to be playing with control scheme B just because I prefer that. But obviously, if you're going to play this, you can decide whatever you so desire. I'm actually just going to take a look at what circle mage is, because I haven't actually looked at that before. Whoa, you have to use every advantage possible in order to survive, optimizing all of your character's abilities and equipment, as well as exploring each enemy's weakness, is crucial in order to even stand a chance. Not recommended for your first playthrough. I guess people that are veterans of this game, or game series, might be able to do that. Anyway, let's go. Yes, I had a campaign beforehand, but that's okay.
You are General Sentenza Noria, commander of the Wolf Guard. According to rumor, a group of rebels planning to overthrow the crown has taken refuge in a deserted castle in the wilds of Iskander. Their leader, a mage named Isamo Tahar, is as charismatic as he is radical. It is your job to end his scheming, one way or another.
It's true, sir. They're inside the fortress.
Good. What about the outpost?
They've set it up and are waiting for you to take over and give instructions. The new guy, Private,
Corporal.
Yes, that one. He's in charge right now.
Good. I've told you before and I'll tell you again. This mission is important. The man inside that fortress, Isamo Tahar, he's more than just an ordinary lawbreaker. He's a traitor, he's a mage, and he's a murderer. We are the best the Royal Army has to offer, and the Queen put her faith in us. So let's not fail her. Now move to the outpost.
Alright, so this is where we get our first look at the interface, and I gotta say, I'm not too bothered by it. You know, usually in a real-time strategy, you want the interface to be as good as possible, and it doesn't disappoint, with the exception of not really being able to, as I say, hotkey your abilities. I think you might be able to do that in the options menu, but I haven't really explored that. But again, I'm not playing with the SpellForce 3, you know, control scheme. If you do play with that, then obviously you will be able to use their abilities with hotkeys, which is probably a good idea. But as you can see down at the bottom here, you can bind your heroes to certain keys. So for example, if I want to select Sentenza himself, I can select him and I can put him on number 3, for example. And then if I want to put Anselm on number 4, I can do that as well. And if I want to put Gwen on number 5, I can do that. So then I can select all of them independently, as you can see, which is very much reminiscent of real-time strategy games. And then, of course, you have a variety of different stats. And you can also take a look at their items. As you can see, Sentenza's using his long sword and his short sword. He's dual wielding them. And, well, just suffice it to say, he's an absolute beast in combat. Going to select all of them, and I'm going to go and put them all on number 2. So if I want to select them
Commander.
individually, I can. If I want to select all of them at once, then I can do that as well. So I personally feel like that is the way to go. Anyway, we can change the orientation of the camera by using Q and E and all that stuff. And if you want to, what you can do is you can hold Control and then right-click on the ground to give them an attack move order. Now, if you don't know what an attack move order is, it basically means units will move to a particular position while attacking everything in their path.
Oh, this will
Wolves, watch yourselves.
Yes, wolves. Watch yourself. Okay, so now I'm going to use Whirlwind Strike. And Whirlwind Strike is a fantastic ability. It has a pretty long cooldown of 10 seconds, but that is absolutely perfectly acceptable. It does so much damage,
What a lovely piece of
and
earth this is.
it's AoE as well, which makes even more sense. Now, Gwen, she is a healer for the most part. I think she's probably going to be capable of dealing some damage as time goes on, but right now she is in the healing archetype, and we have Anselm here, who is more of a tank, and we have obviously our character Sentenza, who is, well, very much a damage-dealing character. So let's see what we can do here. We have some spiders over there. I guess we should probably go and attack those as well. As you can see, Gwen is just firing off a couple of default attack fireballs and things like that. Very, very cool to see that, I gotta say. And they all have different types of energy as well. So if we want to select Gwen, for example, she has 29 focus and the rest of them have 26 because they all have different resistances. They all have different, attack strengths, and it's just absolutely crazy the amount of depth that you can get out of this game. And it kind of makes me, as I say, feel a little bit sad that I did not know about this game series before. And, well, we should probably just enter one of these conversations, shouldn't we?
Outpost?
Yes, sir.
Good. Then let's find Private Karpel.
General Noria, it's an honor.
Private Karpel, report. How much resistance do we face?
Impossible to say, sir. We've captured 2 of the rebels in the woods, but they wouldn't talk. All we know is that there have been some troubles within the, resistance that might be to our advantage.
Where are those 2 rebels you captured? Can I talk to them?
I am afraid that won't be possible, sir. They're dead.
How?
Poison. They had it in their robes and swallowed it once we left them in their cell.
Cowards. You mentioned troubles within the Resistance. What do you mean by that?
The prisoners wouldn't tell us, so we waited for your arrival, as you ordered. As you might know already, Tahar and his mages barricaded themselves in the old fortress. We'll need to find a way inside.
And that's what we'll do. Anything else?
No, sir.
Good. Good work, Private. I'm glad they assigned you to my unit.
Oh, Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Let the workers know I'm in command now. We need to get this camp and our men into shape before we can make a move.
Understood. Get over here, men. Yes, you! For those of you who don't know who this is, General Sentenza Noria, Spy Master of the Queen and Commander of the Wolf Guard. He's the one in charge of this operation, and from now on, you'll follow his orders. Understood?
Yes, sir!
General?
Yes, first we need to...
Rebels, we're under attack.
Blazes.
Keep it together. We'll show them what it means to take on the crown.
Yes, we will surely do that. Good work, Sentenza. Okay, so we're just going to go in and attack basically all of them, and hopefully we'll be able to get a lot of them in his Whirlwind Strike. There we go. That's some nice damage right there. And we also now have an additional fellow joining us. As you can see, we have Bertrand. And he's going to go on number 6, so that we can also, we can select all of them at once. And, oh yes, I actually need to do something a little bit different here. I'm going to need to do that after the fight is over, because I'm not able to get my key bindings in, in their rightful places, I suppose you could say. Anyway, the point is, what we have to do here is, well, hopefully heal them. Ugh, that took a bit too long.
I know how to defend myself, baby brother, but thanks for asking.
Quiet. If Tahar knows our location, it won't be long until he'll launch another attack. We should stock up on resources first, and then set up a barrack to arm our men. Let's begin. Corporal, get the hunting cabin manned, and see if we have any lumberjacks among our workers. We need wood.
Understood. There's plenty of fish in these waters too, so maybe...
Sure, whatever helps.
Alright, so yeah, as I was saying, I didn't really heal our men very well there because I was talking about other things. Yes, I'm very good at that. Anyway, point is, we now have to do a little bit of resource gathering, and we have 3 different, well, shall we say resource production buildings here. One is a logging cabin, another is a fishery, and another is a hunting cabin. So you can get, you know, food and all kinds of things from the hunting cabin if you so desire. I'm going to put 2 workers there. And I'm going to put 2 workers in the fishery as well, and I'm going to put 2 workers in the logging cabin.
Let's build the barracks.
And now we can also build a barracks if we so desire. Obviously, we don't currently have the wood available just yet, so we could technically do that if we want to. I'm going to put another worker actually in the logging cabin here. Now, I don't know whether you noticed, but during the conversations that we're having with other characters, you're able to select various options, and that's where more of the RPG-esque style comes in, and I very much appreciate that because it makes you really feel like you have a bit of control over the conversations and where they're actually going to head to. I like that quite a bit. Anyway,
I'm ready.
all of our heroes, probably a good idea to head them over to do the tutorial, to do the little optional objective here, which is to explore the Iskander wilds. So let's explore the north first, and then the Courier, then the Old Mine, then the Southern Plateau. We'll try and do it in order if we can. And there's always a bunch of items here that you can pick up as well. And you can also interact with a couple of things.
Sure. That could come in handy.
Like, for example, this. We gain some loot. So this is exactly, again, expanding upon the RPG nature of the game. We have a crossbow here, we have a composite bow, and also we have a focus potion if we need to use one. And we also have a bunch of other things. So let's open that up. That's going to give us a little bit of extra food, and we have enough wood now. So I'm going to go back to the camp and build our barracks. Now, to open the construction menu, you can just press C with the current control scheme that I have, or you can press this little icon down here, and you have a variety of different tiers. Now, obviously, right now, we're unable to, you know, select any of these tiers.
Some village in Iskander. Doubt you'd know it.
And how did you get the Lord Marshal to recommend you?
Gwen, just stop pestering him, okay?
All right, all right.
Yes, and the characters do tend to talk amongst themselves when you leave them alone for a little bit of time. So anyway, as I said, there are different tiers of building, and these are all requiring blueprints. Yes, so you have to collect blueprints before you're able to actually build these. Anyway, there's barracks. Let's build it. I'm going to build it around here, I guess. Seems like a pretty good spare little location. Do bear in mind, this is still technically the tutorial, you know, so that is obviously
What is it?
to be taken into account. Anyway, never mind. Let us go. Let us go down here, and we'll go to the next exclamation mark on the map. And do bear in mind that there are some beasties in the woods here, so we do need to be a little bit cautious about those things. Like this, for example. Yes, we have a couple of spiders to deal with here as well. So hopefully I'll be able to use my whirlwind to damage all of them. The yellow circles around enemies do tend to give you an indication as to, you know, whether you're actually in range with your abilities, which is pretty fantastic. I'm going to use his Dead Eye ability here to deal some massive damage to one of them to get him down a little bit.
Now let's man them. The quicker we get those soldiers armed, the better.
And bear in mind that every single enemy you kill has a chance to drop loot as well.
Sir,
so that's
a
pretty
question?
crazy.
This coup Tahar is planning, if we don't stop him, do you think he'll have a chance?
No.
Even with support? I've heard that House Iskander is sympathizing with his cause.
Tahar's cause is power. The rest is just verbiage to get a following. And even if it weren't, and this revolution he's planning really is about the safety of mages, Aelod Iskander doesn't care about that. If he is supporting Tahar, it's because he's hoping to gain something from it.
Makes sense.
Ah, yes. Well, the Spy Master General himself, he surely knows what he's talking about, right? Yes, surely. Okay, so let's use our Deadeye ability here. I'm going to try and get as many people in the damage as we can get them. And yeah, Anselm does tend to take quite a bit of damage. So I'm going to micro him a little bit, but obviously I just need to... I'm going to use Shield Bash a little bit there. I'm going to micro him to get out of the way, and then we're going to use another Whirlwind. He can restore HP by doing that, by the way. So then hopefully we'll be able to use Gwen to heal both of them. There's a nice little bit of healing right there. They do have healing potions, by the way, so they can, of course, heal themselves if they so desire, but I tend to want to prevent ourselves from relying on them too much. So that's obviously, you know, just a bit of a pet peeve on my part. I don't really want to use my resources, my limited resources, doing this at the moment. So, yes, unless we can get a better supply of them, obviously. But, yeah, anyway, we were able to overcome that challenge reasonably easily, and they do regenerate HP over time as well. Anyway, here is an Elven Claymore and a Glaive. Now, these are two-handed weapons. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, you should probably give that to one of your people. Well, yes, I've already taken a look in my previous go at the game, and, well, suffice it to say, none of them are able to use those weapons. So I assume we're probably going to be gaining someone or something to join us in the near future. Obviously, that is not 100% on my part. I actually don't know just yet, but who knows? Maybe we will. Anyway, there's another camp over here. I'm actually going to go back to our camp right here, and I'm going to place another worker and another fisherman. And it seems like the guys getting the lumber, have they started getting lumber from over there? I should probably tell them to go over there, shouldn't I? Yes. And we do need to gain our military strength, in other words, train the arsonist squad. So as you can see, once we have the barracks equipped, well, equipped, selected, then we can start to get other things. For example, scouts, arbalists, and halberdiers, and all manner of other things. So let's get one arsonist. Let's just train one arsonist for now, because it's actually going to take quite a while to recruit one guy. As you can see, the percentage does tend to go up reasonably quickly, but not as quickly as you would think. Anyway, let's go and attack this band and loot their things as well. Let's try and eliminate them as quickly as we can. And a nice whirlwind should have them taking a lot of damage right there, and I do need to get ready to heal them pretty quickly right here, because Anselm does tend to take quite a bit of damage. Hopefully we'll be able to pick up some loot from these guys. Gonna use my Deadeye ability once against one of these guys in the back. Boom! Look at that. Lovely damage right there. And maybe we can go for a little bit of extra healing as well.
Sure.
There we go. Nice. Okay, so hopefully we'll be able to loot their stuff. And do you think I can loot this stuff? No, okay. Is there anything else around here? Yeah, there's something over here that we need. A little bit of a point of interest. And it's a chest. A treasure chest by the looks of things. What is going to be within it? Ooh, an Amulet of Vitality. 50 HP. Thank you very much. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give that to Anselm, because he tends to take a lot of damage. I think that could come in handy. Now, what's our guy Bertrand currently using? He's currently using a longbow. Now, we do have a composite bow here for him, which is actually a lot better. So I'm going to give that to him. That's nice. That is good. I wasn't expecting to actually find an upgrade for him. Now, can you... No, Gwen can't really use anything right now. And yeah, that's that. Okay, yeah. He's using a rusty mace. Anselm is using a rusty mace. Can he use this? He can, but it's two-handed. Attack speed and cast speed reduced by 20%, but it does have a 12% block chance. Does it matter? I don't know whether it matters. Maybe we should just allow him to... I mean, he does have the shield bash ability, which does do quite a bit of damage, but I've never really used it that often, so I'm going to just leave him with that. That seems like a pretty cool idea to me, so maybe we could do something like that. Okay. Enough of my blabbering. Let us head onward.
Get ready.
Let us head onward to the next objective. I'd like to just complete this thing. Oh, no raw meat left in the sector. Wow, that's fantastic, isn't it? Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and tell them to maybe go over in this direction. There is a little bit of hunting to be found. I think they can go over there at least. I'm not entirely sure if they'll listen to me. There's a lot of fish. There's a lot of fish remaining still. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so there's the party management screen. Wait a minute. There's the economy. That's exactly what I wanted to enable. So yeah, you can actually just take a look and see in a glance at what you really need to go for. So I have a bunch of arsonists now here. I should probably get the next ones being built, and we'll go over to the last remaining area that we need for the tutorial mission. And that's loot. Oh yeah, we get some helms. Very nice. Those helms are going to come in mighty handy. A makeshift grave. The epitaph has been hastily engraved into the tombstone and is barely legible. Ah, alright. Anything else here that I can pick up? Is it just that?
That
no,
way?
it's just that.
Alright.
So let's... there's the... there's the glossary. Not really necessary for that, thank you very much. But what I'd like to do is equip this helm. There we go. And we can then select Anselm as well. He can use this. And, oh, bear in mind that when you equip a helm, your sight range is reduced. So for those of you that are very much into realistic games, then this definitely has you covered.
I'm ready.
So let us go down here, and we now can talk to Private Carpel. We also need to train 2 recruit squads. Okay, let's do that. There we go. It's going to take a bit of time for us to do that, but that's okay. As you can see, our population at the moment is 25 out of 60, so not really necessary for us to worry about that. And Private Carpel is... where is he now?
Orders?
I seem to have lost his location. Is he around here somewhere? Can I select these guys? Yeah, I can select these guys. I could have taken them around and maybe had them help me a little bit. Okay, so there's some recruits. Where is Private Carpel, by the way? Huh. Have I lost him? There's an arbalist right there. Royal Soldier. I mean, he should have an icon above his head. So, maybe it's... maybe I'm just missing him or something. Ah, there he is. Ah, he's right there.
Good. That should suffice. So, Carpel, that fortress you mentioned, is that the ruin up north?
Yes, sir. That's where Tahar's hiding.
All right. Then let's take some men with us and put an end to this bastard. We should be able to blast through his barricades now.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah, it's actually, hilariously enough, Carpel is actually Bertrand. I was getting a bit mixed up because I thought to myself, oh, that's Bertrand, that's not Carpel. Yeah, but that is obviously his last name. Anyway, in the next episode, if you want to see more, then let me know. But in the next episode, we'll be attacking and crushing the rebellion and taking all of our forces with us.
Something?
I'm very much looking forward to it. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.